Well, tonight we found out that Alex was really pissed from Flight 462. She gave up all the intel on Abigail. It was not Alycia. Jack tried his hardest to woo Alycia, but it turns out that radio romances are not all they're cracked up to be. Apparently, Daniel is hearing voices now, which is maybe not a good thing. Madison secretly successfully pulled off the infected hostage exchange. And Chris killed Reed. We're not sure what happened. He said he was turning, but we don't know that. Was it just a cold-blooded execution? Maybe we'll find out. We have a packed show full of exclusive interviews, including one with Lorenzo James Henry talking about why Chris shot Reed. Behind the scenes look at Alicia's daring plunge off Connor's boat, plus an exclusive sneak peek of next week's episode of Fear the Walking Dead. My guests are Alycia herself, Alycia Debnam-Carey, and I'm excited to announce our two surprise cast members, Jesse McCartney, who played Reed, and Jack himself, Daniel Zavato. I am Chris Hardwick, and welcome to Talking Dead. They're very excited that you're all here. They're very excited. Right. Please hello to my guests, Jesse McCartney, Daniel Zavato, and Alycia Debnam-Carey. Alycia with a Y. Alycia on the show's Alycia with an I. You're Alycia with a Y.
I know. It's not confusing in the slightest.
It's not confusing in the but it's good. It's very easy for people that are not going to mess up.
It actually works out quite well on set, because it gives no one an excuse to forget.
Yeah, well, you know, it's like if you're not your character's name, you know, if people are like, hey, Daryl Dixon, he's like, my name's Norman. They're like, Alycia. You're like, yeah, that's me.
Like, yeah,
with a Y. Did you mean with a Y? I meant with an I. Get out of my face.
Our first AD actually calls me that. He's always like, Alycia, with a Y.
That's me. Do you feel vindicated that Alex was the real reason for how the boat hijacking went sideways?
Actually, I will mention that I noticed last week on The Talking Dead, everyone voted on a poll, 90% yes, that Alycia was the reason, and now I am not so much the reason.
Really
so, thank you, America.
Yeah. America, yeah. Well, I was totally on your side the whole time, but America was like, and I'm like, well, you better, because she's going to be here next week. And they're like, shut up.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for being the 10%.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think for Alycia especially, it was a relief. But also, now we can blame not only Alycia, we can blame Strand a little bit.
Yeah.
And we can blame Alex. And, you know, a little bit of...
We can blame everyone.
Travis.
We can blame everyone except for Alycia. That's the important thing.
She's fine. No, I mean, I think in that moment, honestly, there is, like, a great sense of relief, which is, well, yeah, a momentary relief that it wasn't just completely on her, because, you know, she spent so much time on her own, self-consumed with such guilt for the fact that she is the reason why the family's now split up, and that she's been taken hostage along with Travis, and that everyone's been held hostage on this boat. So it's a little bit of a relief that it's not just her.
And also to see that there are consequences with Strands, like, we got to protect this boat.
Yeah.
That actually is the thing that got them in trouble.
Yeah.
So what's going through...
Double-edged sword, right?
Totally double-edged sword. So what's happening in Alicia's mind when Connor's cooking a steak and she's just on this new boat and they're like, we're going to find a job for you. Like, what do you think she's thinking at that point?
That was my favorite scene to shoot, actually. I, like, really loved that scene.
You ate all the time, or?
Yeah, they gave me really good steak every day. Like, I mean, I love that scene to start off with. Like, the whole, when I read it, it was so sensory. There's so many weird little moments and details in that scene. Like, you've got the skiing video playing in the background, which I thought was really bizarre but awesome. And, like, the whole, like, reason they do things like that, too, like, in the real world, is, like, you're on this real fishing ship, and, like, the fishermen get landlocked, or, like, sea-locked, I guess.
Sure.
And so they need this sense of environment and difference, and so they play nature videos all the time. And so that's, like, a real thing they put in the show, and, like, just, like, the whole set itself there was very little work done to it. Like, we were on a real fishing boat. Yeah, tuna boat.
Yeah.
And so there was, like, it was great to then just be in that space, and, like, the kitchen was really grimy, and, like, it was kind of cool. But, like, for Alycia in that scene, then to shoot it, it's like this, you know, 3-minute scene without very much talking, and it's her just sort of really trying to pick up as many details as she can. Like, where is she? She can't identify anything. She's now with, like, 2 strangers. Where is Jack? first of all. Like, he's not even there. And she's stuck with Connor, who's sort of going on this ego trip about how great these steaks he makes. Like,
Until the angry pregnant lady comes in and takes your damn steak.
take my damn steak.
Ridiculous. Now you were the sweet boy next door's dickhead older brother, basically, is what you got, which was great. That must have been super fun for you.
It was a lot of fun, and you know, it was incredible getting to work with such talented actors and this amazing cast. You know. But now I'm gone. Now I've got a bullet to the head. So
You had a great death.
We totally haven't had that on this show, like in this universe yet, really, like the pirate theme either.
No.
Which is cool.
Well, it's been great. And did you know Jesse before he came on the show?
I'm about to embarrass you, you know that? I'm about to embarrass myself, actually. Did I know Jesse McCarthy? Who didn't? I remember when Jesse was like the teen heartthrob pop star when I was like 10, and everyone knew who Jesse McCartney was. And I remember before you even came on set, you were like the talk of the set for 2 days prior. Everyone was like, is it Jesse McCartney? Like, no, it's the real Jesse McCartney. I was like, and like every time we're on set, you were on set too, we would start singing like Beautiful Soul, and then I was like, no, stop singing that. Like, he's right there.
That echoing from your dressing room.
I'm like, I had to keep reminding myself, like, don't sing that, he's right there.
Your friend.
And then it took me like 2 weeks after to work up the courage to be like, Jesse, I have to tell you something. It was like one night we were all out for dinner, and I said, I know all the words to Beautiful Soul. Like, I know exactly who you are. Like,
Oh, that's so sweet.
and he was like, why didn't you tell me? And I was like, because you think I was crazy.
She was not. She's an one.
Everyone knew.
She's incredible.
Everybody.
But, like,
You should hear
and,
her
you know,
version.
we all waited to, like, you know, you totally did your thing, and you were Reed, and you were great, and you were so, like, this amazing actor, and, you know, no one wanted to suddenly impose, like, all this other stuff on you.
You were a beautiful soul, Jesse McCartney. You were a beautiful soul on the show that was snuffed out too soon. Snuffed out too soon. Here's the Alycia Jack reaction card from Donald Official with 2 L's. I thought Alycia was checking Jack out until I saw the knife in his back pocket. Then Janelle Tweed says the Alycia and Jack chemistry, I don't want to get attached, but hot damn, in all caps.
Hot
and then
damn.
Kimberly says, I kind of ship Alycia and Jack, but then I also wanted to throw him off the boat for what he did, so I don't know. So people are torn, but they're happy at the same time. This is from Lorene Claremont on Twitter. Was Alycia manipulating Jack in order to protect her family, or does she really have feelings for him? I can't figure it out either. I keep flip-flopping.
What's it? What is it?
That's great, because that's the reaction I really wanted to have, honestly. I worked really, really hard for this whole episode to have that kind of ambiguity. Like, I wanted everyone to feel like you didn't really know what Alycia was going to do, if she was playing him the whole time, or if she kind of started to care about him in some sort of way. And I think what I really wanted to capture was the complexity of that sort of relationship. Because in any other world, it would almost be like, maybe they could be together, but this is a whole new lore of like everything. And so I wanted it to feel like like those tweets, almost like I almost want them to be together, but I don't want them to be together.
Right.
And so that was my aim the whole time, to really give it that kind of feeling. But I think ultimately, yes, Alycia, her main goal is to get back to her family, because that's what she needs to do. And it is a completely unrealistic idea to suddenly be swept off your feet like one day, and then like in this apocalypse, just like, yeah, I'll be
Through
with
the
you
radio.
now. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'll leave
My voice
family.
did everything. Yeah.
I lost the world, possibly my family, but hey, sweet hair. Like, you know, it's like, what do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah.
You know, but there was a moment where I thought, oh, maybe she's gonna grab him and they're gonna jump off together, or because now is Jack heartbroken, or is he angry, or what do you think? He basically was trolling, like he was trolling everyone.
Yeah,
it's exact trolling behavior, but it also produced one of my favorite lines in television is where Daniel says to him, like, the thing that all the most frightening men had in common is that they never talk about how frightening they are.
Yeah.
Which I felt like was such a profound. I mean, there's no way to. There's nothing you can say to that. What was your reaction to seeing Reed's face blown off.
I mean, that was gross, but it was the whole monologue you had before that where you were like, his Achilles tendon, my brother, he did that. I was like, whoa, that's like next level.
Yeah.
I thought that, I was like squirming the whole time, like not looking.
Yeah, and that was, by the way, I want to give a shout out to Connor. There's a guy named Mark Kelly. There's a guy that I've known for a long time, and he's a fantastic, and he did such a great job.
Yeah.
Good job, Mark Kelly. Sorry you died. Sorry you turned into a zombie. We have a caller. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, my name is Rachel. I'm calling from Edina, Minnesota. My question is for Alycia.
Yes.
Alycia, do you feel like, do you feel like Alycia feels that Madison is kind of being an absentee mother to her because she's been so concerned with Nick?
Yeah, that's a really insightful question, actually, and I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. I think that's a huge a part of the relationship that we're going to explore, especially for the rest of the season. That, yeah, Alycia, I feel like for Alycia, Madison is there when no one else is around. And I think that's a large portion of why Alycia is having to make these mistakes and discover this world sort of more on her own.
Sure.
And I think that, yeah, she feels a little bit more of a resentment to Madison because she's had to, like, kind of grow up on her own. Nick's always been the priority. He's always been the problem. And so Madison's attention's always on him.
But that's made her self-sufficient, though, and that's why she's going to do well in this world.
And so she's going to learn the lessons, and she picks things up really, really quickly. And this is a girl that she's not a dumb girl, you know? She's a smart cookie, but what I love most about it is that she's got somewhere to go. You know, she's making the mistakes now so that she can have a huge development and a huge journey to come.
Yes. Now we have a fan from the audience, so we'll get up and ask a question. Hello. Welcome. How's it going?
I'm great.
What's your name?
My name is Jennifer.
Jennifer, what's your question?
My question is for Alycia. Do you think that Alex was justified in giving up the location of the Abigail?
Oh, good question. Yeah, I think so. Because this whole world has got like a new set of rules. I think from Alicia's standpoint, it's hard because she was the one that kind of was protecting her and being like, you know, you saved us and we're now, like, it's our duty to save you, and so you should be, like, on this yacht with us, and you've got a boy with you that needs our help. So I think that it's hard for her to come to terms with. However, I will say there was a scene that was actually edited out of this episode where Alex and Alycia actually meet, and she says, look, I know I, like, ratted you out, but I'm gonna, like, help you get out of here. And so we actually, like, we didn't need to do it now. Like, for this episode, it decided it didn't need it. But it was, I think for Alycia, yeah, like, it meant that now, I guess, this is just a whole new world.
Yeah, and obviously, if you saw Flight 462, you know that she's someone that you shouldn't mess with. Okay. Have we seen the last of Jack?
I don't know.
Oh, you're looking at me like I knew all the answers.
I don't know. Yeah, she knows more than I do.
Anything.
That's for sure.
This is I want to talk about Strand a little bit. This is from Care GHJ 334. Do you think Strand trusts Madison now that she saved his life? I kind of think everything seems transactional with him, and it's all about negotiations, and he was just like, okay, we just did each other a favor. I still don't know if he trusts her, but what do you think?
I think, yeah, there's still too much secrets going on between the two of them. I think they're never quite giving each other all the information.
Right.
And I think that's been Strand, and that's how Strand really operates. He keeps his cards close to his chest, and I think so does Madison, really.
Absolutely does.
Yeah.
I told you this before we started the show. There's something really messed up in her past, it feels like.
Yeah. I think that's been something that Kim Dickens has been told about, and that no one else knows. So I think there's a feeling that she knows a little bit more about her character than the rest of us do.
Oh.
So that's coming out in certain ways. I even had my mum call me the other day, and she was like, I think there's something going on with Madison. I was like, wow, Mum. Like, plots at you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the apocalypse is going on.
Yeah.
This, by the way, this clipboard scene was amazing between the two of you. The clipboard fight scene was fantastic.
Can I see that?
Yeah, you can see it. You can have it. You can hit him in the face.
It's all right.
What was the scene like to shoot? How did you guys choreograph it?
Well, I almost did hit him in the face.
Yeah. I had never seen this side of Alycia. She's so sweet and such a nice person. And she pushed me one time, like, in rehearsal. And I was like, whoa, okay, well, this is rehearsal, right? And she's like, oh, I'm going for it. And I was like, all right, cool. You know, the guy was there helping us out. But, yeah, one time she literally, like, this was just so close. And every time it just kept getting closer. We did it a few times.
I know, and I felt so bad because I immediately go into, like I'll be in the scene and I'll do it, but then as soon as it's over, I'm like, oh my God, I nearly hit you, didn't I? Hit you, didn't I? I'm so sorry, and like, you know.
But the best part for me was, you know, getting whacked, and it was like,
But
and
you
then
were
going
really
after
good.
her and tackling her. That was pretty fun.
And you were great at that. Like, you were
Tackling you? Thank you.
Yeah. But I mean, like, as a stunt person, like, you're significantly better, obviously, than I am. Like, you would just, like, fall, and I was like, oh my God, I'm fine. Like,
You are a
but I think maybe you
tackler.
took a little bit
Good
more than
tackler.
I did.
Thank you. Yeah.
By the way, people online were asking in the commercial break, where's everyone from? Australia?
Australia.
Costa Rica?
Costa Rica. I want to say pura vida, because they're going to be mad if I don't say that.
You have
Pura
to,
vida.
yeah.
You have to say that. You have to say
Yeah,
that.
Costa Rica's beautiful. I've been. You should go. It's gorgeous. Jesse?
What's that? I'm a New Yorker.
America! Yeah. All these shows are trying to replace Americans with Australians and New Zealand and Costa Rica.
America.
Jesse's representing America. Come on, man. We're going to show you about NASCAR and hot wings. You need to put ranch dressing. You need to take ranch dressing down to Costa Rica, show them what it's all about. Now it's time for our next poll question. Go to talkingdead.com/playdead and let us know. Did Alycia finally prove that she's ready to survive the apocalypse? Yes, she jumped off a boat and fought with a mean pregnant lady. No, she still hasn't killed a person yet. Well, everyone's voting. Do you want to plead your case? Do you think you're
My God,
acclimated to
you
the
making me
apocalypse?
plead
Yes,
to
you
the
have to
audience?
plead to the audience.
Oh,
You can
God.
actually watch in real
Get the
time.
percent
Oh, there
buy it.
I am.
Get the percent.
Come
Yeah.
on, guys, don't let me down. Alicia's gonna go so far. You know that. Don't kill me off this show.
It feels like you're doing okay, though.
I'm making okay.
Yeah, no, you're doing great. What do you got? 93% say that you are ready to survive the apocalypse.
To
Yeah.
93 to 7%, I'm gonna have to prove my love. And
Yeah. Nah, screw them. They hate everything. 7% of it. There's always 7% that hates something. So
Yeah.
don't worry about it. They're unhappy.
You
but
can't please
You can't please everybody. This is from Tameless. TEYMLESSXOX.
Wow.
All right.
What?
I know. Alycia, how do you think Alycia would react if she has to kill a human?
I mean, I think that's really hard. I think Alycia. Thanks, Jesse.
Alycia with a wire.
Alycia with a Alycia with an eye.
Alycia with a Y or
Has to
an
kill a
I?
human. How does Alycia with a Y feel about Alycia with an I having to kill a person?
I think that, you know, Alycia only in episode 3 finally killed one of the infected. And to kill a human, like, what I like about Alycia as a character is that she is driven by compassion, and that is her strength, is to really want to connect with people. And I think that isn't necessarily a quality that should be lost in this world. Like,
Sure.
I think it can hinder you, but I think in the right moment, in the right time, it is important, because that's what, you know, humanity really is.
Of course, but
based on.
just don't ever become the moral compass. That's
Yeah.
always the danger in this
That's the
universe.
problem, isn't it?
The second you're like, we need to remember our humanity. Crossbow. Yeah.
So, but I think, yeah, that'll be a really, really hard moment, and I think at some point it's going to be inevitable.
Well, you guys were all so great. Thank you so much. A huge hand for my guests tonight. It's Jesse McCartney, Don Gravato, Alycia Debnam-Carey, wonderful guests. Be sure to check out Daniel's new movie, Don't Breathe, in theaters August 26th. Join us next week. We'll have Ophelia herself, Mercedes Mason, actor and comedian Jim Gaffigan, and a surprise guest. Right now, stick around for an encore of Fear the Walking Dead. Tomorrow, go to talkingdead.com for a bonus segment, plus highlights from this very show. I'm Chris Hardwick, and thank you again to Jesse and Daniel. A huge hand for everybody. Don't text and drive. Be nice to each other. Enjoy your week. Happy Mother's Day. I'm at Hardwick on the tweets and the Instagrams. Good night. Have a stay.